everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Carla. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for tuning in, and if you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. So today I'm going to be talking about the pre-loved market, and I'm just going to be sharing some thoughts and tips because I think that it is essential, and not only essential, I think it's popular, especially with the state of the economy. People are trying to save their money, and it's understandable. And this video has been a little long overdue because I did want to share some tips on how to shop the pre-loved market. And as much of a fashion lover I am, I still am learning how to navigate shopping. I wouldn't say I'm a professional, but I do think that I have somewhat been successful in getting items for like a really good price and just having a good eye and just good judgment. I think that I can share some tips on that, but I also want to preface this video with my thoughts on the pre-loved market because I feel like the landscape has definitely changed. The fashion landscape in general has changed, especially because of the economy. Like it's crappy, okay, and it is not a priority to be shopping, but for those who do love fashion, I could see why they would want to take advantage of shopping pre-loved. And I think people are using this time to like really reflect on what they value most and where they want their dollar to go towards. And I see a lot of people honing in to things that are personal to them, which is great. I think it's making people slow down and really learn their personal style and just building from that. But my own experience, it's been a very long but also enjoyable process of just building my dream wardrobe. And some things that I've noticed lately just shopping, I have not been doing a lot of shopping, but I have been keeping my eye on apps. And what I have been observing is there's a bit of scarcity, and I think that there's a couple of reasons for that. This is just my own theory. For one, I do think that people are trying to take advantage of the best prices that they see out there. They're just trying to buy sooner than later. Along with that, you have some really inflated prices on pre-loved items. I think that people are trying to take advantage of just getting the most out of their item, meaning the dollar worth. And it's understandable, but it's unreasonable. Like some things that I have been looking at maybe 2 years ago, the price has just shot up. It is crazy. And one reason I do think that the prices are soaring is it's been a trend where now we're in this era of purchasing pre-loved. Somehow aged items, or people will label it as archive or vintage, they have now became the new niche item or niche category. And somehow people have turned it into like the new elitism. You know, before it was more like, oh, who can get the trendiest item or the newest item. Now people are like going back. They're starting to purchase items that are really old and maybe not so popular, and somehow it has been becoming popular. And I'm noticing that people who are shopping pre-loved are really mislabeling a lot of these items and products as archive or vintage. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I would like to think that archive items usually have a significant importance during the era that it was released. Like it was just literally cultural shifting, and you know, it had like a chokehold on the consumers at the time. That's what I would like to think of as archive, something that's just like super iconic. And I think what is happening is that people are just kind of scrambling to buy anything that's like older and aged, and they're running with it. And somehow archive shopping has been more about showing exclusivity And in other words, elitism. And before, I think people were jumping on to the newest product, like what can I showcase that is brand new? I want to be one of the first people to get my hands on it. And now we're in this era where we're trying to save money, and we're trying to be more conscious of our consumption, so people are purchasing pre-loved items. That this has been what people are reverting to. And I don't want to call it like regression, but it's funny to see how trends start, and because of social and current events, how it affects the trends, especially in fashion. And now these mislabeled archive and vintage items are circulating. People are trying to demonstrate who can have the most niche item. You know, it makes you wonder why people shop and where their values are, because people who are purely trying to demonstrate elitism, like, are they really appreciating the craftsmanship of an item, the history and the design? You have different types of consumers and people who indulge in fashion, and people are using these items as like the new status symbols, even in a time where people can't really afford anything. Like, just trust and believe people are going to try to display their status through items, even in this time that we're in. And I believe what this is causing is an uptick in prices in the pre-loved market, even on items that aren't even trendy. I think what's causing this ripple effect is a lot of sellers are now selling their old and used items, and sometimes it's not even in the best state, and it is overpriced. Like, it's disrespectful. That's the best way to put it. It's just disrespectful, and it's not making the pre-loved shopping experience like enjoyable. And not only that, it's just been kind of hard finding my items that I like because they've been selling. And I think it's just like a major grab that's going on, where people just want to take advantage of like what's less accessible, what is affordable. And I can't knock them, but it's been a little challenging nowadays. And you know, I get it. It's a part of the game, but I'm just sharing this because I think that the best way to navigate this new pre-loved market is just really having a strong wish list. And for my fashion lovers who like to go back to past seasons and like to shop previous seasons, I think this is a great opportunity to like really go back to your wish list that you've had for years. And even if like current day you're still adding to your wish list, visit that, pay more attention to that, because for one, it's going to be more personal to you, it's going to be more fulfilling, and it's going to keep you organized. And when I say organized, it's going to keep you like, you're not going to have wandering eyes where you're just like, oh my gosh, I want this. You know, it's going to keep you focused on just the items that you want. So I'm going to briefly and quickly go through my tips on shopping pre-loved. Number one, I would definitely develop a strong wish list. A strong wish list, there's a lot of things that you have to consider, right? Your priorities might be different based on different factors. Now for me, I like to prioritize based off of availability, and I wouldn't say age. Yeah, I would say age, depending on how long that item has been on my wish list. I will try to prioritize that as high as possible. Or if it's an item that is like years old and I've seen it on like a random pre-loved site or consignment store site, I will go ahead and snatch that. Because if it's one of few that are still floating around out there, I would definitely put that at the top of my list. And another factor that plays into me prioritizing my list is price. Now, if I know that this item is pretty pricey or it's hard to come by and it's for a great price, I am going to buy it. And then another way I prioritize my list is how functional that item is, and is it fulfilling a need that I have in my closet, because I have a tendency to overlook items that I need, like holes in my closet. I will overlook it if I see something that is pretty and glittery and gorgeous, because this happened to me before, and I only do that if I know that there's an abundant amount of that particular item. Like if it's, I'll just use trousers as an example. I know I need trousers in my wardrobe, but because I feel like there's, you know, a plethora of options out there, I'm not like running to get a pair unless it's low-A, okay? Those are kind of hard to come by for a good price on the pre-loved market, so I have been trying to prioritize those. But once again, that item has been really hard to come by, and I can't understand why, because, you know, Jonathan Anderson designs are really loved, and Loewe is expensive. The JW Anderson line is still up there in price, but it's a little bit more affordable than the older Loewe. So yeah, that's what I have been trying to prioritize lately. And another factor that plays into me prioritizing on my wish list is the level of desirability. Now, if I really want this item, like I've been thinking about it every day, all day, for months, years, then I see it on the market, I'm gonna snatch it up. I'm a little all over the place when it comes to prioritizing. It really depends on my mood and the need that I have. You just have to make your own judgment on how you want to prioritize your own wish list, but definitely I would have a solid wish list before shopping anything pre-loved, just to give you some guidance and, you know, keep you focused on only the items that you want. Another thing that I would suggest with the wish list is just managing it. So if you just so happen to wish list an item and, you know, you revisit it a couple of months, a year, a couple of years later, and you're not in love with it anymore, remove it. Take it off your wish list, please. You don't want to overwhelm yourself, believe me. Like my wish list, and I use the Karma app as my wish list, it just helps keep me organized. Whatever website allows me to add the item to the Karma app, I'll just keep a track of it on that app. But if I can't save my item on the Karma app, then I will bookmark it in my internet browser or my Safari browser on my iPhone. And that's how I keep track of my items. I used to write it on paper, but I just like to have it like quickly accessible, and it's usually on my phone. I'm like, my phone is always in my hand, so I just like to keep track of it that way. My next suggestion for shopping pre-loved market is knowing the apps. I use the same apps for pre-loved items, and it is Vestiaire Collective, Poshmark, Depop, The Real, eBay. Those are my main items. I have scored some beautiful pieces on these apps, okay? And I do think that all of these apps appeal to different groups of people, different age groups. Like I feel like Poshmark is very millennial coded. I feel like Depop is more for the Gen Z, and eBay is just all around for everyone. And The Real I would say is for everyone as well. Those are the main apps that I use, and I like to browse every so often on all of them. If I have an item that just pops up in my mind, or I just remember, I just do like a quick search every now and then for it. Like it could be really tedious shopping your wish list on the pre-loved market, you know, because you just never know when you're going to strike gold. And all the items that I have that I've bought pre-loved, whether it was brand new or in excellent condition, it took a while for me to acquire these items. So don't feel overwhelmed like, oh my god, I can't get the items that I love. Like, girl, this is years in the making, okay? And I still have items that I want. So, you know, take it easy. You're gonna find your item, don't worry about it. My next suggestion would be is to save that item. Now that probably should be grouped in with prioritizing, but save the item can mean many things. It can mean like literally scribbling down that item in the item description, color, where you saw it, all of that. I'm telling you, you can easily lose track of your items. And me, like, sometimes I go through phases, so that's why I have to check my wish list every so often just to make sure that I still am in love with the item. But most of the items on my wish list are like years old. Do not forget to save it. Even if you're not gonna buy it on the spot, save it. Please, trust me, okay? My next suggestion would be not to impulse buy. Now this can be applied to just shopping regular, even brand new items. Do not impulse buy. I know it's hard not to impulse buy. I would only recommend impulse buying on the high priority items on your list. Those are the only items that I would suggest impulse buying. But don't impulse buy on something that is fresh on your wish list. And I mean, you just have to use your own judgment. Resale app has a really good return policy, then go ahead, do it. But yeah, I am definitely a victim of impulse shopping, so I have to just be mindful of that, because sometimes there's other items on my wish list that I would prefer more at that moment, and then I end up missing out on the item that I loved more because I impulse bought something else. So that's also something that I would just, you know, keep in mind and consider. Another tip for shopping pre-loved and finding items that you really want. This can be applied to even items that are current, but pre-loved, this is how I scored my Loewe flamenco boots, okay? So I did a Google search on them, and I didn't use the Google app because I just didn't have it downloaded at the time. So pre-Google app, I was using the Google browser, and they have a tab at the top of the toolbar that shows images. So what I would do is I would type in the item and I would click on the item, and once it displays a picture, I will click that images tab. So every site, no matter if it is a fashion blog or a website that had previously had that item, or a Neiman Marcus, it literally will show you every website that that picture was used, or a similar picture of the item. It will show you where that item has been. It's literally like a tracker online. So I really wanted those Loewe flamenco boots, and those were a couple years old, and I did not see them anywhere. When I tell you Loewe is hard to find on the pre-loved market, it is hard. Like that, I will consider archive. Like almost every piece from Jonathan Anderson under Loewe is archive worthy, and they are so hard to get your hands on, especially like the really good pieces. Oh my gosh, you cannot find them. So I really wanted these, and I just was looking this particular day. I can't recall how I missed out on the item. I think what ends up happening for me when an item like just drops, if the retail price is just ridiculous, I am going to check other websites to see if they're selling it at a lower price, because there's always a website that's selling it under retail, okay? There's always a website. But I just, at the time when it dropped, I wasn't checking for them, and they just resurfaced for me maybe like a year after they dropped, and every so often I would check for them. But this one particular, I think it was like a month, I was just obsessed with trying to find them, and I would not let up. I was like, oh my god, I can't find them. Like I cannot find them. They were not on Vestiaire Collective, they were not on eBay. Like I was like, girl, I was distraught. But somehow when I did that image search trick, they came up on a consignment store in my size in London. And I was like, is this for real? I clicked on the website and I was like, oh, they're a legit consignment shop. Like, they look legit. So that's why I felt comfortable purchasing from them. But they were based in London. So I was like, I had to consider, like, okay, do they ship to the US? Like, the conversion rate. Like, I was just thinking about all these things. Got them for a really good price, like unworn. It was a dream come true, and I checked out so damn fast. The only thing that I did not like about purchasing it from that consignment shop is that they took forever to ship it out, and it made me feel like they weren't, I almost felt like I got robbed, because I purchased it and then a couple of days went by, I didn't see no movement on it, and a week went by, and let me tell you what they did. They are so sketchy for this. So I was like stalking their Instagram page, and I was looking at their stories. Tell me why they had a model wearing those shoes, like to model an outfit that they had that they were trying to sell, and they had my same Loewe flamenco boots on the model. I was like, yeah, I need to pack this up. Like, seriously, like, that was so disrespectful. And I didn't like how they shipped it to me. Like, you guys sell luxury and designer items. This is a consignment shop. Like, I expect more of you. They sent my boots in its original box, but no second box, no padding. Like, literally they put it in a plastic slip and like shipped it from the UK to the US. Like, are you mad? Are you crazy? Girl, they still hit me up on WhatsApp to this day. I just ignore them because y'all had me up, okay? That was just a story on how I got my beloved flamenco boots, and it is one of my top favorite items, and I have no regrets. But that's how I have been able to score one of my most favorite items. So please know that this is an ongoing journey. You will not get everything all at once, and even for me, I'm still learning. You know, I've missed out on quite a few items because I was hesitating. I did not want to pull the trigger, and then they sold and I just never found them again. Like, oh girl, I could just tell you about a devastating story on a pair of Balenciaga heels, but that's just, I don't think I'm gonna get into that. But yeah, those are just some of my tips on how to shop the pre-loved market. I'm also going to share some looks of some of my favorite pre-loved items. I want to say that maybe like 70% of my designer items have been purchased from the pre-loved market, maybe even more. Like, I don't play. I'm always going to save $1. I'm not buying nothing full price. I don't think I have anything in my wardrobe that I bought full price. Like, it's not happening. I don't care. So even the outfit that I'm wearing right now, I got from the pre-loved market. I have on this D-squared full-length bodysuit. It's actually, you know, legs as well. I had purchased this 2 years ago from Vestiaire Collective, and I believe that this is 2000 and I want to say 2010. I will plug in the year that this was released. This is Runway, D-squared Runway, and I think I only wore this once, but I just wanted to repurpose it again. And then the jeans that I have on are these Levi jeans that I got from eBay, and I had customized it myself. I distressed it, and as you can see, the bodysuit, I like that it's peeking through these holes. And I am just going to show you how I style this now. Alright, now this is the full fit on. I have on the D-squared bodysuit, full length, as you can see. It's peeking through, and I have these secondhand Levi jeans that I picked up from eBay a couple of years ago, and my Yeezy wedge heels. These are in the smoke color. I think these are season 8. And then I have this reworked denim jacket that I got from Urban Outfitters a couple of years ago, and I love how this Well, the tribal print, I don't know if this actually has an origin. And with the Western look, I feel like this is kind of a cool contrast. And then the pointed heels kind of give it a Western feel too. I feel like overall this might be like a Western kind of look. I like this. Okay, so this outfit is more casual and not everything is pre-loved, but these jeans are from eBay, Levi's, pre-loved, and my Loewe flamenco boots, which is maybe my top, I don't want to say 3, maybe top 5 favorite pre-loved purchase. And these are actually brand new. These came from London from a consignment shop, and the top I got from a brand called Mercedes-Benz last year. And then this is just a Zara bomber jacket that I'm just gonna wear all together. And this is my casual fit. I like this a lot. So this is what I mean, that I feel like a lot of my items in my closet are made up of pre-loved purchases. Now, I'm going to swap out the shoes for another pair of pre-loved shoes. So now, shoes that I have on are these Balenciaga Talon / embellished heels. I got these for my birthday, how many years ago? I don't want to say 3 years ago, from eBay. Came from Canada. These were brand new and I absolutely love these. Now these, I feel like every fashionista girl has this on their wish list. If they don't already have a pair, then they are aiming to get a pair. I feel like they are every fashion girl's staple heels. I feel like I see all the fashion girlies with this. They're so iconic. That's the best way to put it. I'm gonna cuff my jeans so you can see this. So this is a more dressed up version, but still very casual and chill. Okay, this outfit, only the top is pre-loved. I got it from the Rail, and it is this Sport Max. I don't remember the name of the style. I don't even think it had a style name, but this was, I think, last year. I saw it and I was automatically drawn to it because it just reminded me so much of the costumes in The Fifth Element, and that costume wardrobe is notoriously well known because it was made by Jean-Paul Gaultier, and it is a timeless wardrobe. Even as a child, when I saw that movie, I was so drawn to the wardrobe and the costumes in that movie. I just love futuristic looking clothing in general, and I didn't realize that this reminded me so much of that wardrobe until, I don't know, I think I was trying to put my finger on it, like what this reminded me so much of. And literally this top looks so much like the flight attendant's uniform. So cute. And it has like a little keyhole. My bra is showing right there, but if I was braless, it would look like that. And I just have on these Zara city shorts, and then I have on my Burberry slinky boots. I just love how this whole outfit looks together, and I could wear this with 2 different jackets. So I have my Zara wool coat. I really love how gray and camel looks together. This is really chic and cool. I love this. Or I could wear it with my bomber jacket. Now the bomber jacket already has padded shoulders, and then as you can see from the top, it has very pronounced shoulders, so now I look like a linebacker. This is cute. Just throw on these sunnies just to see what everything looks like all together. This is cool. If you did enjoy this video, then go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, then go ahead and subscribe. And until next time, bye.